Una, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this Zoom interview with me. So I know that you run a charity and you founded Support Together. So tell me just a little bit about your charity.
Hi Linda, thank you so much for inviting me on. I'm a bit apprehensive here, so I'm in your hands, and very capable hands. Linda, Support Together is a charity that is established at the beginning to support families who live with postnatal depression. And that's why we began nearly 10 years ago. We work within the Omagh district and Fermanagh, but also can do a lot of regional work as well.
And so back 10 years ago, what was it that inspired you to start the charity?
I lived with postnatal depression and anxiety after the birth of my beautiful daughter. My daughter came into this world 14 years ago, and as she entered the world, Linda, I didn't expect to enter this scary world of parenthood, motherhood. Mm-hmm. My background's childcare, so I felt I had this kind of under wraps. And it was my sister Brenda who noticed me being ill. I was right in the middle of it, so I really was consumed with, guilt. So I didn't really know what was going on with myself.
Whenever you had your daughter, can you just explain to me just how you felt or what was going on with you at that time?
Well, antenatally, I would have went to all the classes. I read all the books. My background, I worked in childcare. I worked in Sure Start. That's how I've met yourself over the years. So, I attended everything and read everything. So when antenatally, I was sick, but I took that, I'm going to be sick. I'm producing this human being as such, so I'm going to be. So never tuned into my feelings, Linda. It was all about preparing for this baby, knowledge for the baby. I need to have this knowledge. It's all about I need to. And definitely didn't look in upon myself. That's where I forgot about me at the antenatal stage. I wouldn't have been depressed the antenatal stage. Now I actually enjoyed and embraced it. We tried for a while to have a baby, and I can remember we were going for was it IVF treatment that's what we were signed up to do. And I can remember falling pregnant, and we were like, woohoo, this is fantastic. I remember ringing up the clinic going, don't need yous, and it was just a marvelous moment. And I did go with the flow with my pregnancy, but I overeducated. I constantly was reading, and this is what I need to be doing. This is what I need to be doing. Depression was not hovering about at that stage at all. Maybe anxiety was creeping in, when I look back then. But postnatal depression came to me then, when I took Caitlin home.
I know that I've worked with some women who've had postnatal depression, and just a couple of things that you were saying there that I can actually see that other women would have said. That expectation of themselves, I should do, this is what I should be doing. Do you think that was part of the problem, high expectations?
I would have had a high expectation of myself, first and foremost, training in childcare. Okay, so I studied as a nursery nurse. I worked in day nurseries, creches, you name it, Una was there. So the high expectations I had of myself, was present probably very early. I want birth to be like this. I want that to be like that. The nursery has to be like this. And I do say this quite often, you're nearly looking at life through the Vogue magazine, that this is what everything's going to look like. And the shoulda, and I coulda, and I have to.
Yeah.
And that's harsh words to use, I have to do this.
Yeah. Then when you took your daughter home and you were home for a bit, what was it something that just happened gradually, or did it really hit you at one point?
Looking back, it's definitely happened gradually. The anxiety was what was present first and foremost. Trying to breastfeed, I struggled with that. And then I struggled with it mentally. you know, already I failed as a mother. Coming home, I remember Caitlin, Michael, my husband, taking me and Caitlin down the road, and with her in Craigavon, and we drove down that motorway 20 miles an hour. You know, and this was, to me, was this most precious thing in the world. And we were trying to transport this beautiful thing into our home, into our family. Love, was love there? I don't know, because I was full of dread. I was full of fear. You know, I'm taking this beautiful girl home. What am I going to do with her? You know, if something happens, who do I speak to?
And so what did you do around that? Did you mention it to the nurse that used to come in, health visitor?
No.
You kept it to yourself?
Because I really didn't know what was going on. I'd no language to match my feelings. I probably sat in it for a long while because I wasn't aware of what was going on. I can remember not bothering going to sleep, because what was the point? You know, Caitlin was going to wake up. She needs me. My baby needs me. When I wasn't able to breastfeed, it was about how I prepare the bottle feeds correctly, you know, by the book to what I'm told I have to do. So I can remember me and my husband sat down and we were trying to do an agenda out in a sense of a schedule, because he was off for a while, that he would get up and feed the baby and let me sleep. Look, listen, I wasn't letting that happen. I was very territorial. I was very watching anybody with my daughter, how they, you know, communicated with her, how they fed her, how they changed her. You know, everything had to be done by me, because that's what I believed, it had to be done by me. And that alone started, you know, the anxiety really creeped in, afraid if something happened to her at night time. Is she going, you know, cot deaf? I didn't give her a dummy because that, you know, with my line of work, you know, when you're reading and working with dummies are not good for them. And I mean, I was, Linda, by the book.
You're very opposite to me then, because I was a bit of a rebel as a mother. I just did my own thing. But that's all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, what's wrong with that? You know, no. And the pressure, you know, I allowed myself to, and I forgot who Una was. You know, I totally, everything was for the baby. You know, in my womb, how you fed yourself, what you done, and at the other end, and yes, that's true. Your baby is so important. But so am I. God, Linda, when I look back at how dark it started to become, you know, how easily then depression started to slip in. I don't recall being depressed throughout my lifetime. Yes, I've come through trials and tribulations, challenges, as we do as human beings, but yeah. I did not expect to be suffering depression and anxiety at a time when I was entering parenthood.
So how long did that go on?
I suppose and that's a great that's a great point. A lot of it I actually don't remember. You know, I don't remember, but I suppose the first point is I can remember looking at my husband and feeling anger, feeling an absolute disappointment. And I remember thinking, do you not freaking see there's something wrong with me here? And we've often talked about this, and he says he used to look at me and say, what's wrong with Una? But the both of us were afraid to communicate this. And I do so believe it's because we didn't have the knowledge to empower us to do so. We didn't have the words to meet our emotions, that me and him could have that conversation very freely. And, you know, because my line of work and my husband had a lot of illness on and off in life, and I was always, you became the carer at times, and where's my care? And that rage and that hurt sat with me for a long time, Linda. There's no doubt about it. But it was, at one time I can remember my sister coming into the house and she was changing Caitlin's nappy. And me and her often talk about this, and I was like, maybe. I was watching every move, and because she was my sister and she's brazen enough, and a younger sister, she'd say, what's wrong with you? You know, I go, nothing, what do you mean? She says, and I feel so uncomfortable here. And that got me thinking, right, what is going on with me? So I did visit my doctor, Linda. I wasn't a girl that went to my doctor too much now. I would have been in the waiting room a lot with my husband, not me. So I did go to the doctor, and I when I look back, probably when Caitlin was about 4 months, he was brilliant. He explained the whole hormonal, Linda. He went into detail. He stopped and he spoke to me. I'll never forget that consultation, ever. But I can remember one thing he said to me. When the mummy's not happy, the house isn't happy, the home isn't happy. Now, I took that the complete wrong way, because I thought, oh God, I've wrecked everybody's head now because I'm not happy. But what he was trying to tell me is, I'm very important. You know, I'm worthy of wellness. So I am very lucky that I was able to have a good conversation with my doctor, who put me on medication, Linda. He educated me on the medication, because straight away I goes, no doctor, I don't hardly take even a headache tablet. And he explained, you know, the benefits of the tablet, and that it isn't something that will help you on its own. So I had to go home and have a conversation with my husband, and both of us connected and communicated. You know, that was another big milestone, linking in with the doctor. And you know, some people don't like labels, but when you know that you're linked to an illness, which I never really suffered illness, only coughs and stuff over my life. So I was in my 30s, you know, and for him to say, look, Una, you're suffering from postnatal depression, that gave me something that I could go back to home and talk to my husband about that, and the two of us research it. When I accepted I was ill, I opened the door to recovery. I was able to educate myself. I was able then to communicate openly and not be ashamed, because the only shame is, Linda, not talking about it.
So if we think about today, because I know I've spoken to some mums, and with social media, Instagram mummies, all of that, do you find that whenever you're working with mummies that there is that pressure to sort of bounce back quickly? You know, you should be looking amazing, etc., etc.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
That you're hearing the comparison. Everybody's comparing. Everybody is looking at what everybody else is doing. We get that a lot, and people become very consumed with, you know, go, my baby should be at this stage, I should be looking like this, I should be that. And we see that, and we talk about the fake book, you know, and we do a lot within the charity with the mummies, and having the fun aspect of it. And sometimes it is taking the mick. We actually bring all that into antenatal class, Linda. That's brought into, we deliver antenatal classes, and we don't talk about medical, it's emotional. And we definitely talk a lot about the social media, and we advise mothers to park it when you enter into parenthood. You know, give yourself a fake book break, you know, and then see for what it is. Then it should be about communication and connection, and sharing warm fuzzy stuff. But it's, you know, a lot of people become very consumed by it. So that we definitely bring that in at an early stage with a lot of our mothers.
And then the postnatal, what is that, like a support group, or what happens there?
Well, that's what we started off with nearly 10 years ago, as a support group, and then we gradually moved to support organisation. So from that's where our gatherings, it's not a support group, it's a gathering, that's come from the mothers, that language. And you know what, I just love it. It is a gathering of people, mothers giving themselves permission to come out and meet other mothers. People be shocked as well, we have nothing but a laugh. We have, you know, we rarely talk about the illness, because that be held in another arena, you know, with your one-to-one, or maybe you match them up with a buddy. So the gatherings is where a lot of mothers then were asking us, you know, and I would like to know a wee bit more about the illness. So that's where our we did Tale of PND. So that's the leaflet there that we got devised and sent out to all the bounty packs. It's a gorgeous leaflet, so that's the character behind us. So we do the Tale of PND workshop, and we do Understand It's Normal. So the Understand It's Normal, Linda, is a 6-week programme. It's led by the mums. It's about their emotions. It's about them building up their toolkit, them finding their self. Who are you? Like, who are you? What keeps you ticking? And that's so important, to build your toolkit up, that then when you hit another challenge in life, that you know yourself and you know your identity. So yeah, we do Understand It's Normal. A lot of the Sure Stars have availed of that, Linda. You know, it's we're very proud of it, because yet again, it's organically grown, and the participants set out the agenda. COVID-19 has come, as we all know, so there is a shift in where we probably can see a change coming in a sense of, we're getting people now, Linda, contacting us very freely about their emotions. Yeah. Like, did I ever think that would happen? And it's because of the fear that COVID has brought them. And this is mummies who are pregnant, maybe for the first time, second or third, or whatever that may look like. And it's mothers that are feeling the anxiety creeping back in again. So what we passionately know we need, and this is coming back to us, Linda, and we have this documented, is people are looking a hub. You know, a place where mothers feel that they can come in off the street, that they feel held in it, you know, that they're not sitting waiting on an appointment. We need more holistic therapies to be going on, you know, to be taking place. Our vision would be, Linda, that we would eventually have a paid team. We need that to go to the next level. The need is out there. We know that. You know, we're going 9 years, going into our 10th year. It's just astonishing. We supported probably around 600 families last year, Linda. We've a lot of mums who are training to be counsellors, coaches, you know, they're going to reflexology, who want to know more about perinatal, who want to be able to help more. Like me, I found a love for this through being ill. Do you know, if somebody told me I was going to be running a mental health charity, I said, no, what's up? Not me. So the next few years, it would be lovely to see the charity grow in its team. We have brilliant volunteers, and they are our heartbeat. My word, you know, I'm an S2 mum. I lived with postnatal depression. I've the lived and learnt experience, and them mums are invaluable. But they are luxury, if you get what I mean. We can't depend on them. It's not fair to do that. It's about building that team, and maybe like a hub that people can come in, feel that they're being held, and we then can maybe signpost them on, Linda, to other services, and maybe try to connect more into the Fermanagh area as well, you know. So listen, next 3 years, nobody knows.
It's been lovely to talk to you, Una, and thank you so much for taking this time out. I'm going to put your details in the description below the video so that people can contact you just through the various different platforms that you do have.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So listen, thanks, and I will definitely keep in touch, and I'll catch up with you again.
Thank you, Linda. I really do mean that. I really thank you for thinking of us and giving us that opportunity. Brilliant. Thank you very much.